Okay, for this LabVIEW activity, we're going to be converting units of temperature. In this particular LabVIEW, we're going to be converting degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit. The way you do that is with this equation. You're going to take your value for degrees Celsius, multiply it by 1.8, and then add 32 to that value, and there you go, you have degrees Fahrenheit. This is useful if you're in another country where their weather will be calculated in degrees Celsius and you want to convert it to degrees Fahrenheit to know what that feels like, or if you need to convert it for a science experiment, say. And we're going to set up a LabVIEW activity to do just that for us. Okay, so let's open up LabVIEW. We got our front panel over here on the left, the block diagram over here on the right. The front panel is where you put controls and indicators. I'll get to that in a second. And the block diagram is where you can connect it all and tell it what it needs to do. So, over here on our front panel, we're going to need a control. The control is what you know. It's what you're going to input yourself. So in this case, it's Celsius, since we're converting degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit. So, over here on the front panel, you right-click, you open up numeric controls, and you select numeric controls, and drag it right on. And let's call that one Celsius. Okay, and you also need an indicator. The indicator would be the value that's being outputted. In this case, we're trying to find out degrees Fahrenheit. So the indicator is going to be degrees Fahrenheit. So go down, right click, go down to numeric indicators, and select numeric indicator. And let's call that one Fahrenheit. Okay, so now you tie everything together to tell it how to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit over here on the block diagram. The first step is, let's look back at our equation, is to convert degrees Celsius by 1.8. So how we do that is we right click, go down to arithmetic and comparison, go over to numeric, and select the function multiply. Drag that up here, just over by Celsius. Take the value of Celsius up to the top circle of multiply, and then we need to multiply it by a constant. So hover over the other circle that's being multiplied, right click, go down to create, go over to constant, and that constant is 1.8 as it says in our equation. Just going to move that down so we can see where all the wires are going. Alright, the next thing to do is add 32. So we're going to right click again, go down to arithmetic and comparison, go over to numeric, but this time we're going to select the function add. Drag that over here. We're going to take this value and add it. And the reason why we're taking this value is because this is the value of Celsius times 1.8. And that's what you need to add to 32. So, hover over the dot again, go to create, constant, and then we have 32. So then you have your degrees Fahrenheit. So you just need to bring that over and tell it that that is the value of degrees Fahrenheit. So as I said earlier, what if you didn't know what the temperature of the weather in Europe was? Well, if it's the weather report says it's 35 degrees Celsius, how much is it in Fahrenheit? Well, just put in 35 under Celsius and run the function by hitting this arrow button. Alright, it's 95 degrees Fahrenheit actually, so quite toasty outside. So just going to show you this trick real quick. Instead of using that indicator, maybe a little more applicable one would be go down to numeric indicators, select thermometer, call that one Fahrenheit, go over here, highlight and delete that wire, drag that over, run it, there you go, 95 degrees.